And it's been lit. So are we. Episode 4, man. Nah, JK, Jesse Burke in the building. Kurt, my man, to the right or left, depending on how you view things. Getting to it, bro. How you doing?
Doing all right. Looking like we're doing the old midnight lounge this week. So
Yeah, man. I mean, last week we were trying to get to it. I got caught up in some laziness. I'm not even gonna blame my schedule because we talked about time management and everything weeks before. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, I didn't have time. Definitely had time.
It's a little on me, man. I kind of forgot your shit. Weekends, since I'm an out and about guy. Friday, Saturday, Sunday don't really work for me, and then you got your football shit on Thursday, and I thought it was Wednesday, so I was dumb ready to record with you on Thursday last week, and I was like, yeah, let's do this. And you're like, about that though.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done it, but then what I'm saying, it's like that coconut shit, or like the monkey in the coconut. I could have gave half y'all half the milk out the coconut, but nah, I gotta give the buckets, you know what I'm saying, the full shit. But
bro,
we here.
It's not JK. We're big energy. I'm always big energy. I had a boy from Atlanta pop in town. Actually, back to kind of the first episode, I met this guy through a buddy of mine here, but I met him in online poker, in like Zoom calls, playing online poker in quarantine. And then through that, I thought, like, this is my buddy's boy. And apparently they're not even that close. Like, they're kind of frenemies. So, like, now I'm randomly better friends with this guy. And so, like, him and his wife were in town for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, it's getting hot.
And, yeah, they're like, yo, like, we want to see the Bean. And we want to do the river. And we want to go to the parade. I'm like, yo, I'll go to the river with y'all for the dying, but I ain't going to the Bean, and I'm not going to no fucking parade. Like, I'll get lit with you guys, or I'll be lit when I meet up with you guys, but, like, I can do one out of those three things. Like, but
I'm not down with the family fun day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, it's fine. Like, I like meeting new people, and I love doing, tourist stuff with people that have never done it, like here in Chicago. But I've seen the Bean about 20 times, and I kind of hate parades in general. But I will say the time-honored tradition of seeing the river dyed green 4 or 5 years in hasn't gotten stale for me. So, like, I met up with him, and then, I've never met his wife. And I feel like meeting me, I feel like I got to come with a disclaimer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
a co-signer.
Big personality. I definitely got a long list of co-signers, but, like, they have the warning label. They're like, you better get ready to, like, do shit, because apparently my buddy told us, I'm like, this guy's a ball of energy. So,
my shit was easy. I was like, yo, Ty, does he smoke weed? He's like, yeah. It's like, I'll handle him. I got it from here.
Yeah, I got him.
I got him.
Is this dude cool? Like, oh, he burns? Like,
handle the rest. He likes sports and he smokes weed? Say less. I got
it. That's pretty much my baseline if we'll get along. Are you familiar with that dude, Jimmy Tatro?
Yeah, in fact, he went to U of A, rival college.
He did.
So.
Yeah, rival. I forgot about that. I loved his shit since he was in college, but I watched that, their, like, YouTube... Or not YouTube Live, Facebook Live or
Facebook Watch,
the Real Life Simi Valley, where they, like, make fun of the dude, like, well, do you really burn though, bro? And it's like, yeah, I burn. Like, that's the worst thing you can ask a smoker. Is like, do you really burn though? It's like, yeah, I do. Like,
I would say I love how you could tell. They were saying you could tell who's really a smoker, who's not. Where if they're really not about that life, and it's like a big deal to them, you'll be like, what'd you do last night? They're like, oh, man, we smoked like 10 blunts. It was such a big deal. And then, like, if you ask...
It's like nobody smoked 10 blunts.
If you ask somebody like us who smokes every day, it's like, what'd you guys do last night? It's like, oh, we chilled. We just watched a movie, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's implied that we smoked, you know what I'm saying?
Watch some Netflix, sparked a little bit, not really, like...
Though you guys smoke on 420, it's like, is today 420? Because, yeah, I don't know, like, every day.
I smoked at 4:20 p.m. when I got off of work today. Yes, I did. Like,
that's funny, man. Yeah, nah, it's I think yeah, I don't know, man. I get into it though. I think what's his name? Oh, that's what it was. Rooster Tatro from he's on 21 Jump Street. 22 Jump Street.
22 is the second
yeah,
one,
Rooster.
yeah.
Boom. There it was. Marijuana affects the memory. But hey, we back. But yeah, now getting to it, man. You know, we missed last week because of some scatterbrains, some busyness. But hey, we don't blame time management because that's our motto over here on Night JK. Me and Kurt are the only ones. Oh, and Ty are the only ones in the universe that have 25 hours in a day. Everyone else has 24. So the secret's out. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we time manage.
I'd like to say I use that extra hour really effectively, but that's just a bull-faced lie.
Yeah, nah, it's me. I cut it up into quarters, 15 minutes. I'm like, here's some bullshit, here's that extra hour. But getting to it, man. Speaking of time management and getting things done, like Kurt was alluding to, I got some other shows. I got my football show, I got football broadcast, I got Bucketup, I got Now JK, and I got work full time, and I'm working on another show for Bucketup Media. With that being said, I still like to work out, do my funny shit, smoke weed, fuck around, play video games. I'm back on GTA 5. My girl's playing it now, which is dope. So, got the PS4 in the mix.
You got that Bonnie and Clyde thing together? You're robbing banks and shit?
I'm like, push that button, push that. Ah, you suck. You didn't push the button. You know what I'm saying? I would have done better. So, yeah, we're chilling, but I still like the time, like the escape and do, self-care, so to speak. And luckily, knock on wood, I'm still working from home, and I got a nice pool by the apartment. So in Arizona, you can sunbathe year round. So I wanted to get some color. So I'm laying downstairs by the pool, and I've usually been really good at tuning people out. I've been reading all these books about noise management and stuff about half the time the noise that bothers you is just noise that it's because you're spending energy trying to combat the noise or cancel it. Whereas if you just kind of accept that oh shit, there's noisy stuff going on, then it won't be as annoying. It's hard to embody, but try it out with Garbage Man.
I don't know if I have the mental fortitude to that. I'll be a buck on that one.
It's hard. It's really hard. There's a baby crying. There's somebody yelling. You just accept it instead of being shut that fucking baby up, right? Or I could have had headphones, which I didn't have, so that's also a slip up. But my main point, bro, is it wasn't I usually cringe when I have to hear adults talk. Because usually it's going to be politics or it's going to be something superficial or gossipy. And I don't subscribe to that, right? I don't like watching people eat, so I don't like listening to people talk. I like staying in my own world, right? But with kids, it's usually cool because kids are funny. Kids are like, oh, haha, tag, you're it, whatever. From what I've known. Yeah. I used to be a kid, you know what I'm saying? Breaking news. So,
no shit.
Yeah. Nah, so I'm trying to tan, right? And there's these kids, bro. And I gotta, understand that as a proud Uncle Jesse, man, I love my niece who's young. And, but kids, I don't even like babies, man. They're too fragile. So, from, ages 0 to, 1, I can't really rock with you. And then you're really cool from, 1 to 5. No, 1 to 8. Once you start thinking you're too cool for me and stuff, all right, we gotta go our separate ways.
You probably got about till 10 by that estimate.
Yeah, it's fine. So 10, and then it's then you're pretty much an adult and I can't rock with you anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
kids are basically
your cognitive functioning is enough where you're gonna start getting annoying.
And I just can't do it. So these kids had to be, I don't know. The girl had to be 12 or 11 or something, and then the brother had to be 8 or 9.
Yeah,
just not in my zone. Not yeah, get out of here. So the problem and my whole point that I was alluding to is I feel when we were coming up, the biggest badger on kids was like, oh, video games is harmful to our youth because they just want to shoot people and, you know, rob and do whatever they do on video games. Ultimately, being video games, though, you know, being like, yo, like, you know, WWF, like, and that's real. I do remember being like, yo, I'm Undertaker, you're Stone Cold, and we would fight, you know, and that's fine. But the big difference, bro, is that we knew it was make-believe, and we knew that it was something that we were, like, you know, living up to as a performance because it was a performance that we saw, right? We didn't really take it as human value. This is the issue I got, and now I know I'm officially old because I'm critiquing what these kids are, like, you know, doing. But I get it. I get it.
Lay it on me.
Because these kids grow...
Because I start a lot of sentences this way lately, too, so let's go.
Because mainly these kids grow up and they're going to be fucking in traffic when I'm driving on the freeway. And I don't trust them now, so shit's going to be a wrap when they're behind the wheel. So...
That's facts.
Dude, the cringe level is off the charts. Because these kids these days now are no longer being like, yo, I'm made-up characters or I'm video game characters. They're just subscribing to social media culture. So now they're like, oh, yeah. I'm Kylie Jenner, I'm Kendall, oh, I'm Travis Scott. Like, you know, I'm these people that are real humans that live fake lives, and it makes these kids live up to something that's not real, just like we were living up to wrestling and superheroes or whatever, but we fucking knew it wasn't real. So that's the big difference, yeah?
Well, and I think a lot of and I could subscribe to that 100%, just because I have my own ideas that I think social media is horrible for us adults at, you know, mid-20s, early 30s. Shit, even to 30s and 40s at this point, because, you know, you see older people on, like, Facebook and stuff. But, on the contrary, the reason that you and I, because it's just you and me talking right now, understood that wrestling was fake is because we had great parenting. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in any aspect, like, my parents never let me, you know, really have, like, weapons in the house. Anything I got was clearly not you know, resemble a real weapon. You know, my parents didn't really let me have shooting video games in the house till I was probably about 12 or 14. Yeah, I snuck out and went and hung out with kids whose parents weren't as, you know, on top of it as mine. But, like, that's always going to happen. And I think it comes down to not only the content that's on social media, but also the allowing to do it. You know, like, you know, the wrestling thing's funny because I actually saw a meme the other day and it was like, oh, like, how did we think this was okay when we were kids, or we didn't understand what was going on? It was like Triple H making fun of Stacy Keibler's, like, wide vagina or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, that shit was existent, but I think what's happening is where we are in society, since everyone has a phone, everyone has a device, everyone has access to unlimited content, like, you really can't control what your kids are watching. Like, and this is even deeper than the past 5 years. I remember when I was in college, you know, I had a slider phone. Like, I didn't get a regular phone until I was 15.
Time out.
I started, like...
For the audience members that are young, explain what a slider phone is.
Oh, yo. Like, the slider phones were the joints, though. Like, the original, what was it, the Sidekick, where you could, like, flip the
QWERTY keyboard. The shit was like...
Yeah, the QWERTY keyboard, yeah. But, like, I didn't have that because that shit was bread. And, like, main thing here is my parents did not want to give me a cell phone. And then my mom went behind my dad's back and got me a phone. And then after that first phone, it was, you're paying for this shit. So I've been paying for a cell phone myself on my own credit since I was, I don't know, 17, 18 years old. Like, so, like, you know, because I worked. I always had a job. I always had some shit, or I always had an allowance, and it went to my phone. But, yeah, for the younger ones, the slider phones... You know, you could either slide it up or on the sideways. You had a keyboard. You know?
And there was a sidekick. You could actually kick that shit out.
And, you know, fuck the sidekick was cool, but what was the small one? The Verizon Juke. The Juke.
No,
the
Envy.
like,
the Envy. The Envy. Is the envy?
The envy was the flip up. I think there was like the juke, and it was like an MP3 player.
Oh, that shit was
you could,
buns.
Like, flick it, and that shit, it was horrible.
That shit looked like a comb. Remember those 90s combs?
Yeah. Like, you're trying to get your waves up, or like trying to get your comb over going with your fucking phone.
So
like,
fun story real quick about cell phones. How I got mine was getting caught smoking weed, 9th grade. Oh, no, that's a lie, bro. Actually, that's how I got caught smoking weed, was my cell phone. Backtrack to 6th grade. I got caught. I didn't get caught. I told this on Bucketup, but long story short, where I'm from, there's fucking... We have a friend that was like, hey, you want to come over after school? We're going to go to this thing far out east. And out east is like East Long Island, meaning
Suffolk County, Nassau,
No.
Montauk, all that shit.
No. I'm Suffolk County. Montauk's Montauk's the end of the island.
That's Nassau, the end of Nassau, right?
Probably like peaking. No. Nassau is west, so you're going closer to the city. I'm talking like far east, so closer to Montauk and shit like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So with that, I thought he meant like we're just gonna stay out late. I didn't know we were gonna go out far away. So I went to on some humble shit. I went to this girl's house after school. This is 6th grade on some light shit. Went to a girl's house and I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm gonna go home now because I was like she was on my bus stop. So I was like, ain't nothing. I'll just go to her house and then I'll smooth go home. But then I was like, you know what? Nah, my man Dino, that was my friend. I was like, he asked if I want to go with him to that thing. So I was like, I'll just go to Dino's house from Kyle. That was the girl's house from Kyle's house. And I was like, damn. I was like, should I go home first? Nah, because that's going to So, mind you,
slow you down.
I'm in 6th grade. I got no cell phone. I got the audacity to just bar hop from my friends. You know what I'm saying? And to my parents' knowledge, I'm still on the school bus. Or, like, where the fuck is... You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't report any of this shit.
Yeah, none of it.
So,
Not one.
long story short, like, my dad kind of is, like, trying to find me. He's like, he's usually, like, he went to Kyle... He called Kyle's house because my sister was friends with Kyle's older brother. And it was like, see if Jesse's over there. And they're like, no, he... her and some girlfriends went to a movie, and then they're like, Jesse left, and then they're like, and at that point, bro, they thought
they start bugging out.
Yeah, they thought I was kidnapped, right?
See, and that's gonna be a great segue to kind of what we're getting into here, or what I want to get into here is like, I feel like everyone in our age bracket, you got a cell phone, your first cell phone from 6th grade to like sophomore year of high school. Because you went and did some shady shit. Like, I got a cell phone because one weekend I ended up staying out playing basketball and I didn't have a cell phone. So I couldn't call my mom or my house saying, like, or I forgot to use my boy's phone, like, oh, like, I'm out at the park till 10 o'clock at night. So I get home and my mom's like, why didn't you call? Like, your friends have cell phones and this and that. And then, like... I'm like, well, if I had a cell phone, you wouldn't have to worry about this because I'd have my own phone. And then, my dad's like, we're not getting you a phone. And then, like, 2 weeks later, I got caught, like, sneaking out of the house with my bike to go to a girl's house.
See, we're like that. We be like that.
It's like,
can't contain us, bro. We know.
I'm telling you, I'm not a player, but I do crush a lot.
You know what I'm saying? We know when these street lights come on, son.
Exactly. Street lights come on, I go out.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
But, like, you earned that. Not that you earned it because you didn't work for it, but, like, the need for the communication is what put your parents over on it. Now, with these kids, it's like you just have it. So, with the main point, I was probably about 20 years old. I still had the slider. I didn't have the bread. I didn't have the bread to go pay for like an iPhone 4 or an Android.
And it wasn't your upgrade yet. You know what I'm saying? You was
yeah, that's what it was. I didn't have an upgrade
yet. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't have like the payment plan.
How many months out? How many bids do I gotta do, son?
even with the upgrade, the data was it really worth my time? Because that's what it was at the time. So like I was rocking with the phone for probably another year. I used to work at this like boat launch Like, I worked at a park, so I'd either be, like, in the main park where, like, all these people would, like, rent and throw parties, or I'd work at the boat launch where all these rich motherfuckers would bring their boat out. And so I just remember seeing kid after kid after kid, like 4, 5, 9, 10 years old, waiting for their dads or their moms to put the boat in the water, and they're sitting there playing with a fucking iPhone, and I'm like, why does this kid need an iPhone when I'm like, I got the slider phone?
Their parents got a boat, son. The fuck?
Yeah, well, I knew that, but I'm like, yo, like, that's a whole different type of bougie to me, where your 5-year-old can play the same shit on a phone that I'm like waiting to get. Like,
you know how like little kids ask adults like, "What games you got on your phone?" Like, you asking him like, "What games you got?"
Yeah. And it's like, and even with all the parental security stuff, these kids are smart. They grew up in the digital age, so it's like the content security of like kid mode is to me non-existent.
So
like,
and you know, kind of to ping pong both points back to these cringy kids, bro. You know, and not to take away the plight of internet culture. Ultimately is black culture that's, you know, dipped in whiteness of like, oh, like it's on the internet, but it's ultimately started in, you know, black communities and stuff, and then it gets appropriate, whatever. But
yeah,
there's, you know, neutral content that we subscribe to that are age appropriate and, you know, like kind of customary appropriate. We call each other, yo, my guy, I'll catch you later. Like, yo, my guy, you know, blah, blah, blah. This girl was 12 years old, kept calling her dad my guy because she read about that on the internet. And I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. Because, like, you know what that does? That makes it completely cringy for when I say it to my homies sincerely. Like, I'm reminded that this girl thought she was hip to say to her dad, you know? And then they're, like, singing TikTok songs and shit. I'm like, stop. Y'all should stand up and be like, yo, I'm, you know, Undertaker and I'm fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, go back to make-believe shit, bro.
I mean, I just think a lot of, like, even if you want to go the appropriation route, but, like, any of it, like, a lot of it's just, like, not age appropriate. Like, a lot of the stuff that I think I said on a different episode here about, I went out with this girl and she told me, like, it was weird that I refused to download TikTok, and, like, oh, you'll be the last to see it. And I'm like, nah, I'm okay with seeing it
when I see it, or when I see
like,
it.
The comedy's going to get to me one way or another. I don't need to be the first to see
I
it.
am the comedy. Like, the birds don't fly without my permission.
All of the stuff that I find funny on there should not be available to children. Like, the actual content of what I find funny is just as available to these 10-year-olds as it is to me being in my 30s. So it's like, I just think the internet culture is, it's get rich fast, it's get laughs fast, it's not really thought out, a lot of it's off the cuff. Like, yeah, there's some content that, you know, I kind of respect where I'm like, all right, you probably did a couple takes, or you really had to write this out. Like, I've been watching that Nick Cass or whatever, I don't know what his real name is, but, like, I know what he is on Instagram. He's a dude that puts the filter where it makes your jaw really big, and he does, like, all the Italian American shit. And, like, I think that's funny because, like, I'm Italian, you know. I told you about the Ukrainian grandfather earlier. The other 3 grandparents are, like, off the boat Italian. Like, my last name just doesn't end in a vowel because of the Ukrainian fucker. Like, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's, you know, it's all these kids, like, twerking and shaking their ass and idolizing the Jenners, which I think those people are, like, way more damaging. Like, I think, to your point, it's more damaging because the fakeness of it could be passed as real.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, growing up watching WWE, that shit was fake. Playing video games, that blood looked real fake. Like, I remember my mom bugging out about me playing Mortal Kombat when I was, like, 8. Because my dad accidentally rented it for me because he was like, oh, I read this article and this game's supposed to be really popular. And, like, he figured out why it was so popular. Like, But like, I even said to him, I'm like, I know that shit's fake. Like, I know that like a spear isn't gonna come out of my like wrist to stab my sister. Like, that's not real. Like,
and if it does, she deserved it. And then at that point,
like, shit's a little different, but life might be interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, there's a whole different bag of worms if that actually happened. Like, but you know, you see these enhanced women or these enhanced men or these people that like have unrealistic body images or are putting satire content out there, and like you said, you don't have your loss of it. You're not supposed to have your loss of innocence from humanity's sense till what, 13? Like, but you know, you don't understand that because it looks real enough. Like, oh, that woman's really pretty, or that guy's ripped, or this person's that. And again, the internet never shows the grind either.
Oh no, where'd he go?
Oh, where'd you go?
What the fuck?
Oh shit! Is this shit still recording? Oh, technical difficulties. We lost Jesse.
Oh, what happened? What happened? Cool. Okay, cool. We're good. We're live.
Are you back?
What happened? What happened? Did it just cut out? All right, cool. We're good.
Yeah, you just left, and like now you're back, and I kind of said some stuff. Well, now that you're back to what I was saying was like, you know, you see these people, like on all this content, like, oh, she's really pretty, and like, he's ripped, or oh, that person's really talented, or this is funny, like. But the internet never shows the grind. It's the same thing as like even your personal Instagram. Like, you see a couple, like your boy and his girl, and it's like, oh, like they seem like they have the perfect life. They have a kid, they have a house, they have this and that. Little did you know, like he's dogging her out like every other weekend. Like she's cheating on her. She's like got mad credit card debt. He can't afford the mortgage. Like. You don't see any of that.
Nah. In fact, the more you see the opposite, the more that you see on social media, the less you got going on in real life. Because me and my girl, we never post on Instagram. Nothing. We got a solid ass relationship. We live together. You know, like she's like, I live with you, dude. Like, why I gotta post about you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not everything about your day to day life or week to week life or month to month life is that memorable. Like. I think it is healthy. I see the ideology of it, of like, hey, like this is how you can keep in touch with people. And I've always saw social media as that. Like, I've said it on this with you. I've said it to people in person. Like, I like social media for laughs, like memes and stuff, and the people that, you know, I don't see all the time. Like, I got friends from college and home that they live in all different parts of New York. They live in Florida. They live in out west. You know, there's people that I like to keep in touch with, and to the most extent, I do want to see like a couple picture of your kids, or I do want to see a couple pictures of this and that. Like, and actually, I'm even gonna take a poke in my own point. Even the people that do show the work that they put in for like the later post, like the people that are obsessed with posting workout videos. I don't give a fuck that you put up 240 pounds bench on a Tuesday afternoon. I don't care. Like, you should be benching on a Monday
anyway. So,
chest and try Monday. I figured that out the hard way. So I've been starting to go back into the gym, and I've always done a rotating of Monday being chest and tries, or back and by, and whatever I don't do on Monday, I'll do on Tuesday. But everyone else in Chicago apparently has that idea, and then I was kind of bitching about that to my boys. I'm like, yo, apparently like everyone in Chicago wants to do chest and tries on Mondays. And they're like, oh, that's how you know you haven't been to the gym in a while. It's International Chest and Try Day on Monday. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like, I just want to get a pump in. Leave me alone.
It's funny, dude. I've been working out. I haven't gone to a gym since the pandemic. I'm back. I'm home workout. You know, I got a gym at the crib. It's something light. I don't.
You could drop the word workout, you could just say, I'm team at home.
I am.
Like, stop lying to the public. We know that's who you are.
And I'm not really a team. You know what I'm saying? I'm me. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Hanging out with Baker Mayfield, the progressive.
You can spell home with me. So anyway, with that being said, man, like it was cringy. It was cringy. These kids, I really wanted to shut them up because like this is an apartment complex for like working young adults. It's like the age group around here. It's like millennials, pretty much, and that's cool. That's cool. I will say it's pretty cool like that. So the pool scene's usually drinking, and you got a couple bros, you got a couple whatever. And I'm okay with that because I can tune that out. But like these kids were like the kids. You know, and I'm not shaming anyone living in an apartment like that. You gotta do what you gotta do. But these kids are obviously like acting like it was a playground, running around, screaming at the top of their lungs, like pretending they're drowning, and it's like yo, kids don't have that like that social awareness factor. You know, like they just be, and you know they're kids, so they don't have to. I'm just like if you in a public pool, you should have to.
Yeah, no, especially like the fake and the drown thing. It's like, yo, like next time when they actually are drowning, like
right,
these kids fucking playing around.
I'm like looking at the dad, like you
the boy you cried.
Yeah, I'm like, you ain't telling that story yet, yo.
What the fuck, yeah.
And then you know how it's just funny because you know how you're in sales. And you know how I always tell you shouldn't be selling out of your own pockets. Like let people use their own money. Like and I used to do that. I'd be like, I don't get bucks in my bank account. So like in my mind, nobody else purchased more than $200. How you doing that? Like I don't have that. You know. So same with kind of like parenting this shit going on. Like I know that if I was at a public pool, I would not do a tenth of what these kids were doing, right? So that's from my viewpoint. Like, yo, these kids about to get their ass kicked, they about to get their toys taken away, or something, right? And it's just like, that's what it was mainly. And man, these kids were fucking annoying, and it was there for like an hour. By the time it was funny because the dad was like, "Are you guys almost ready to leave?" And like I was so patient. At the last one, I like obviously they couldn't hear me, but I was loud enough. I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." you know, like leave, bro. Like
yeah, I'm ready for you.
I've been ready, bro. Like
well, and back to my parenting thing. A lot of those parents, if the kids are being unruly and like being actual kids, they don't want to deal with the unruly kids, so they go and they stick a screen in front of their face.
Right.
Like, I get to the extent of like parenting is hard, and I don't understand it because I am not a parent yet. But I would like to think my parents did pretty well, and I did not have a screen in front of my face. They found ways to give me other shit to do where they might not have needed to watch me, or I wasn't playing video games. Like, it's all about balance. And like I think that's what happens is like those actual kids are probably pretty cooped up in that apartment. They're like a cat that gets out. You know what I mean? Like, if your cat gets out of the apartment, it whiles out for about 20 minutes. It's like, yo, I need to get the fuck back in there. Those kids were probably so pent up that they get to a pool and they're like, I'm going to go act like I'm drowning. Like, I need attention, or I need to burn off some steam. And it's like, it's just not a healthy way to kind of do anything. And then you start throwing it. It's just such a mixed bag of nuts to me. It's like bad parenting, bad content, bad activities, like bad nutrition. Like, it's just, I think in society in general, I think we're lost. I think we're very, very lost. Like, on both ends of the spectrum. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, if I actually vocalize my opinion, I regret doing it because I'm going to piss off both sides because I'm in the middle of everything. You know, like, oh, you should be able to slap your kids, but like, oh, you can't talk to them that way. You know what I mean? Like, I always understand like both ends of an argument, and it's like, yeah, a little bit of everything's true. Like, whenever you get the story from anybody, it's your story, their story, and then the truth. And the truth is somewhere in the middle.
There's three sides to every story.
Yeah.
And then third was
I finally I could have been
saying this on the pod. Was if not, I definitely concurred about it. Was that there was this ominous noise coming in the apartment, and I couldn't figure out where the attic or below us or whatever.
It turns out it was this kid playing basketball inside his house, bro. Like in that Nerf basketball, which I'm cool with, like whatever, running back. Full on, like he had a full on metal hoop and shit, and was dunking. Like he was trying to. Yeah. I'm like, first of all, he's shooting mad bricks because that's all I hear is clank, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Roger and clank. And then I'm just like,
getting this West brick.
and I kind of was like, you know what? If I need to settle this, you need me to lace up the dames and be like, you know, to 21, you get if you win, you could rock and play basketball whenever. If I win, I get like a week of your lunch money. You know what I'm saying? Or like a week of your dessert for your lunch or some shit.
Now, Jesse, that's new age bullying.
Well, I'm
basketball for that guy's lunch money.
I ever tell you about the time I was at the gym and this guy told me, "Yo, you want to play?" He's like, you want to play 21 or do you want to play 101 21 or something? I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, I'll spot you 10 points. Bro, how bad do you think I am? Fuck. Like he was a stranger. What kind of confidence you got, son? I was like, so.
And then you bust his ass anyway.
Yeah. Saying. I was like, bro, you can keep that 10, but nah. So that's what's going on. So kids, man, they've been fucking problem, man. You know, shouts to my niece, bro. Emmy, she's potty training or whatever. She's so innocent. So I'm kind of like, bro, never, you know, jump on the internet, never, you know, think you need to look like Kylie Jenner. And never fucking sing TikTok songs at Uncle Jesse's. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, dude, I'm about that, and I've said this too. Is like, I think it was right that my parents didn't give me a phone until
I was kidnapped. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, but like, all right, like I as an adult now, I can see why they did that. Like, I don't need that much access. Up until like 14 years old, you're pretty much you're around an adult. Like, someone's around. Someone responsible is generally around. So, like, once you can start riding your bike long distances or, like, driving a car, and you can, you know, get into some trouble with drugs or get in some trouble with a significant other or, you know,
or both.
Disappear. Like, yeah, or both. You know, whatever. Like, I get that. So, it's like, I've always had the stance of, like, if or whenever I have kids, like, how do you navigate not giving them a phone at 5 or 10 years old? Because, like, first they're probably going to get bullied because they don't have it. Then they're going to get bullied because they're not what's current on TikTok, and kids are ruthless. Then they're, you know, then everyone else is entertaining them, you know, people that way. You know, like I said, instead of sending them outside or signing them up with baseball or putting them in front of the TV, it's, oh, here's this device with the internet. And then even farther, like a lot of education's moving to tablets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, especially with the pandemic. Like, even before that, like, everything's like 1-to-1 through the tablet, and it's like you can't fully take off the tablet from the internet because they need the internet to do the educational stuff. So it's like, where's the line? Like, how bad is this gonna get? Where, you know, mental health is through the roof with these kids. You know, like, you could get roasted from someone in Arizona when you grow up here in Chicago. Like, kids are shitty to each other like face to face, let alone when there's no repercussion of getting punched in the face. You know, like I just think we've gotten so far away from like human decency in general, let alone like kids that are mini humans that aren't fully developed yet. Like I just think it's a really dangerous and slippery slope that we have that leads to rambunctious kids fake drowning in a pool.
Fucking on my tan time. Yeah, nah. I mean, I also think like you know, you're around adults often stuff like based on the kid. Like if the kid that's home all the time, yeah. But if it's like I want to play sports and stuff, like yeah, should be communication. But ultimately, I mean, things shift. Like I know, entertainment used to be out in the field, and you know. Who was the fastest in the neighborhood? Now it's like who's the fastest to 100 likes or whatever. And you know, I understand that's the dynamic, but I sadly I'm now old enough to see that it's fucking it's having negative impact. You know, and I'm like, I wish you kids would play video games that were violent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's too. It's been going on long enough where, like, there's actual scientific data to it. I don't know if I said it on one of the episodes here or it was just a regular, you know, like, conversation with a buddy that was a little bit deeper than normal for my standards. There's data that's saying, like, posting things and, like, waiting for the responses on it, like, on a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Vine, there's a dopamine trigger in your body that is triggered when you see the likes. So it is an addictive substance. It's not, well, not a substance because it's not a substance, but it's an addictive
for sure.
Thing.
Yeah.
Like you can get just as addicted to posting things on Facebook as it is betting on games, gambling, or doing cocaine. So like we're taking these phones and giving them something with the addictivity of, I don't know if that's how it is, the addictiveness of narcotics.
Addictivity.
Why is this accepted? And also, it's more accepted to give a kid a phone than it's me to go do a line on a Friday night. Like, like make that make sense. Make it make sense because, and I'll wait because you can't, or at least in my mind you can't. Like, I'm a pretty open mind, but I don't think you can make that makes sense to me. That's what I'm saying.
My bad. I'm
trying to order my dinner.
I feel you on that. But you know, that's a bigger can of worms. How social media leads to life and stuff like that. My thing was like, I felt like there was at least a buffer of knowing that we were doing something that was leading to just playing around. Where if a girl's putting on makeup to be like, I want to be pretty like Kylie Jenner. At what point is she like, you know what? I'm gonna wear this makeup to look pretty. Whereas with me, I'm like, I'm gonna wear this silly blanket over my head to be fucking Lex Luger. You know, and this is gonna be the championship belt. I'm not gonna wear that all the time. I know I'm just playing around. You know what I'm saying?
Again, I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier of what's fake now could easily be perceived as real. Like even like your example right there. Actually, before I hopped on with you, I was watching. I'm surprised I haven't watched this before, but the Ric Flair 30 for 30, and it's like
he's bad.
You didn't have when we were kids the shit that you would have to make you look like Ric Flair. Didn't actually look like Ric Flair's get-up. You couldn't afford it. Like, the stuff that makes you look like Kylie Jenner is an actual purchasable, consumable product.
Yes.
That could get you pretty close to looking to a similar look like Kylie Jenner. Like, and I think that's the issue. Again, everything's tied back to money. There's no innocence anymore. It's, how do we get these kids to demand shit from their parents? Like, which it's always been that, but, you know, I was clamoring for a Game Boy, not Yeezy boots in a kid's size 12.
And in a place where it never rains. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, Kanye's got these Yeezy boots. I need those. Okay, Timmy, we'll get that for you for $1,000 a pop. Like,
you need the stunt on the other 12-year-olds. I get it.
Yeah. You need clout. You need clout for your Vine.
Nah, man. You're fine.
I just think, obviously,
showing my age with that one.
Me and Kurt don't have kids, you know what I'm saying? But you can start. You can see the evolution of our age, and but what is it, bro? We want the best because it's like. Again, I don't want you kids to grow up and rob me in 10 years. Fucking be out here, slowing up the grocery, the cheese aisle or something like because you didn't learn how to be proper. So with that, man, I don't know, man. What else you got? I'm trying to, we talk about time management, but. Your boy's been cooking all day, bro. I'm excited to jump on bullshit myself. We got going.
Nah, man, I feel you. The grind is the grind. We could go on about a lot for a while, but as usual, there's definitely some people out here that gotta chill.
Facts.
I got one that's more of a lack of a preference for me. I think these girls that get the lip injections need to chill.
That part.
I don't want to knock anyone that's doing something for their own body image.
Yeah, if you have a role as a duck coming up in a movie or something.
Man, can you tell? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm around women that can't afford the really good shit. But I'm I can see that curling your lip, like. That ain't normal.
It looks like the remember when you used to take the chip bag, the thing that used to close the bag of chips, you put on your lips.
Yeah, the Pringles, Pringles shit. Yeah, like.
No, I mean the Pringles. I guess it was Pringles. Like that red clip that you could close the bag.
Yeah. There was the clip that you could do it with, and then like the chips were kind of similar.
So
Ole Miss Pringle having ass.
Nah. For me, man, people that gotta chill is obviously Coachella coming up. I call it Coachella. You can never catch me there. And they have there's headliners, right? I know who the headliners are. It'd be like Snoop Dogg and big name people. But then beneath the headliners, the people that are on the ticket that have to build the rest of the show are a bunch of no name fucking bands, and it's okay. And motherfuckers gotta be real. They gotta chill. Other people that act like they know fucking no name bands. You know what I'm saying? It's like be hyped that you're going to see Snoop Dogg and Billie Eilish and fucking Chance the Rapper. But don't tell me you know who the fucking pine cones are. Fucking traffic stop. Stop.
Don't tell me you know who Larry Williams and the Backstreet Band are. Like, I knew them since they were like real little. It's like, nah, they're still pretty little.
Yeah. Or like
nobody knows who they are.
Real. Some dude that brings his laptop and play button at a different time and another. Like, his set is so great. His set, what kind of shit is that, bro? His set. That means like he started his shit before he got here.
He probably does cover shit. His shit is already shit.
People that people that gotta chill. Keep it music. DJs that cut out that switch the song before the best chorus.
All right, yeah. Like the build up is like what it is, and then the part you want, they're like, nah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or it could even be it doesn't have to be a fucking chorus. It could be like an iconic part of a song. For example, More Money, More Problem. When Biggie comes on, is like B-I-G-P-O-P-P-A. Everyone wants to rap his part, right? Then boom, they're like like a G6. What the fuck, bro? I hate this. Let's leave.
And throw the JB production.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't approve this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Get this shit out of here.
That's the people got to chill for me this week.
Nah, I think that's about it, man. That was the one on the top of my head. Mother Nature needs to chill. Needs to figure her shit out. If it's about to be spring or a little bit more winter in Chicago.
I thought a hamster figures that shit out. Or fucking
Punxsutawney Phil, the
groundhog.
What I said?
Chipmunk. I don't know. A hamster.
They're all the same. They're cousins.
What the hell is that? What the hell does that rodent know? Motherfucker just wants to.
He
come
sees
out.
his shadow.
You would get scared too. Like if you see your shadow, you're like, it's starting to get a little warm out here. I'm gonna pop my head out, and then there's like 100,000 fucking drunk motherfuckers waiting for you to pop your head out. I'm like, nah, I'm going back into it.
Bro. 6 more weeks. Like, how we doing 6 more weeks?
Nah, get away from me. 6 more weeks. Go away.
What the fuck? Was that what it is? If he went back, if he sees his shadow, 6 more weeks.
If he sees his shadow and gets scared, it's supposedly 6 more weeks of summer. Or not summer.
Winter.
And if not, he's like, yo, he just
it's like, no, the weather's gonna get better.
If not, he just busts out like a cigarette. Oh shit, it's springtime.
Yeah, man, it's nice out. Like, you know what? I'm gonna grill some.
It's like the fun.
Yeah, he just walks to the bodega. Oh shit, it's springtime.
You know what? This hole's getting a little stuffy.
Yeah, I'm out this shit, bro.
Going, guys.
Yeah.
I'm social, but if I pop my head out of my apartment and there's 100,000 people like, yo, so what's going on with the weather? I'd be like, go back to the
I don't control this, bro. You got to talk to my manager on this one.
Leave me alone. This is above my pay grade.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. Hit him up on the socials, man. Where can they find you, bro?
Yo, Instagram at kraj27. I got a LinkedIn page under my name. Same thing with the Facebook, but I think the Instagram's entertaining every once in a while.
Yeah, man. Hit him up. He's solid with the memes, bro. His memeology, bro. I gotta send you this video. You know what a meme? It's like if a gene is a substance of atoms, or the biological foundation of an atom, then a meme is a biological foundation of content. Yeah. I was like, that is deep. And then there's like memeology. Like genealogy.
So would it be where like the memes come from, or the templates?
It would be so the meme. The atom would be the. I gotta say the way they did it was actually beautiful. Like they explain it how the organism is the content, and then the atom is like the context of the meme. Yeah, so like the little running, or like with the ice pop. You know what I'm saying? Shit that.
The European guy standing there like this, like
exactly.
Angry,
So I gotta send you. It's close. It's quick. It's only like 5-6 minutes, but yeah, man. Shouts to that, man. Shouts to Kid JB. Follow me on Instagram, Kid JB. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, JB Speaks. The Bucketup Boys on just that Bucketup Media is live and lit with shows. You know what I'm saying? Bucketup Podcast. Stream Chasers. They review movies in depth. You know what I'm saying? Because they're quick with the with the actors' names, producers' names. Me over here, I like the scene with the guy that was in the movie. All right, bet. Good job. And then third show, not JK, with Jesse and Kurt. The show on how we tell you guys to live your life. Dial it back and be like, just kidding. With that, man, episode 4 is in the bookings, as I like to say. Kurt is on his way to the lab. Probably gonna meet people not by the bean. Me, catch me on the football field. You know what I'm saying? Not playing, no broadcast. So not on the field, but somewhere near it. But beyond that, man.
Keep spinning it, bro. Don't let the dream
die. Nah, man. If it's not football, it's gonna be something. Yeah, shouts to sponsors, Sunday Scaries, bro. We got every platform now. Fuck that. We got another sponsor I've been trying to get create a little fling with. So I can't speak on it until it happens. But
we getting merch? Is that what we get? We get some merch?
If they accept my email request.
But we'll figure some shit out.
Hey, if you need the big guns in there, I'm a born negotiator.
You know what I'm saying? I want to use you as an enforcer. I don't want to.
Nah, I can do that too.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a man of many talents.
So with that being said, bro, I'm Jesse. He's Kurt.
live your life the way we tell you. But nah, just kidding.
Keep it a buck.
I'm out. He's out. We out. Cool. So I'll just patch together the other two, or the other one. Oh, it's fucking hot. No, it did. Well, yeah, because this is only showing 28 minutes. Yeah, I was ashing my computer and then the shit went away. So, all right, man, I'll figure it out. I'll get it up at some point.